administrative problem of the British Empire and home of one of the oldest and most complex of existing civilizations. Here on a vast peninsula, about equal in area to the continent of Europe, excluding Russia, dwell nearly 400 million people, split into a bewildering diversity of religious sects. Notable among them are 92 million followers of the Prophet Muhammad, who, though intensely pious, are also practical and democratic. But by far the largest proportion of the Indian people, some 75%, are members of a mystic and introspective sect, the Hindus. Through both their religion and their carefully graded social system, Hindus are profoundly antagonistic to the Muslims. In Hinduism, side by side with genuine piety, there exist practices which no European can understand. For the daily life and habits of every Orthodox believer are ritualized and regulated less by reason or necessity than by a priestly tradition whose origins are lost in antiquity. The followers of the Hindu gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, believe in the mystical doctrine of reincarnation, which asserts that man lives not one life on earth, but many successive ones. And the strict observance of ritual and religious good works is the only way in which the soul can be assured of perpetual progress to a higher plane. From the cradle to the grave, Hindu thoughts and deeds are dictated less by any concern for material well-being in the present life than by preparation for the life to come. Unique feature of Indian life is the rigid system of caste, by which all Orthodox Hindus are bound to marry within their own class and to remain in the social station and profession of their fathers. At the very bottom of the caste system are India's 49 million untouchables, pariahs, who are excluded by their birth from any part in the social and religious structure of Orthodox Hinduism. Today, in spite of all efforts by the British and by Indians like Gandhi to improve their lot, they remain outcasts beyond the pale. To the pious Hindu, the mere shadow of a pariah falling upon him means defilement. For untouchables are believed to be undergoing just punishment for sins committed in an earlier incarnation. Above the pariahs are thousands of castes and subcastes, membership in which predetermines the social standing and often the occupation of every Hindu, whose daily relations with his own and other castes are rigidly prescribed by custom. And though modernization continues to make inroads against ignorance and poverty, both Muslims and Hindus cling to their ancient cultures, deeply encrusted with tradition and religious conservatism. Yet another source of disunion in India is the fact that she is composed of some 500 feudatory states, each with its native prince, whose realm may vary in size from a few villages to thousands of square miles. In the hands of a few of these rulers, retaining their thrones only through treaty agreements with the British, are concentrated some of the world's most enormous private fortunes, while others derive too little from their tax revenues to enrich themselves or to improve the lot of their subjects. Many of India's Rajas and Maharajas are loyal supporters of British rule, to which they owe much of their powers. Others, on the contrary, would welcome its overthrow as a chance to enlarge their holdings and gain still more power. Long a problem to the British, India became a world problem in 1942 when it faced the imminent threat of a Japanese invasion. To win the cooperation of its 400 million natives in their own defense, Britain offered in exchange to give India full dominion status after the war. But though many Indians realized that Japan was a far greater enemy than Imperial Britain had ever been, The old distrust of each other and of the British prevailed. Thus, the world was not surprised when this seething nation of conflicting leaders, religions, and purposes proved unable to agree on any workable terms of independence. Most influential among the factional leaders whose diverging views and principles made agreement impossible is an aged Hindu philosopher, the sainted Mohandas K. Gandhi. Even in the face of Japanese invasion, he continued to preach his doctrines of nonviolence and passive resistance. To his #1 disciple, the less visionary Jawaharlal Nehru, Gandhi turned over the leadership of India's most powerful political